Don't
So welcome to the Sunday Feast program. I will chant some mantras for the invocation of the auspiciousness. And we pray to Sri Radha Madhavari to give us the word that can become pleasing to you. And maybe you can carry the message in your heart when you leave the temple. Om Jnanati Virandasya Ananjana Salakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guru Vaishnava Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhuta Swayam Rupa Kadamadiya Kadati Swapadhantikaya Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namne Bhagavate Namaha Nityananda Aham Sarva Ananda Paramparam Hari Nam Pradam Deva Avadhuta Shri Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dena Bandhu Jagat Gopesh Gopika Radha Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Kundaraneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Vancha Kalpatarubhashya Kripa Sindhu Vayacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Tamal Krishna Goswami Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prachari Nirvisesa Srimati Bhasya. Can you little turn it down? I think it's just creating a little echo. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So today, since we came to Phoenix, we have not a scheduled topics. So we just see the spontaneous way what we want to do. We didn't prepare for the class. And it has went very well for the whole, I think, our 3-4 days of these courses. I was just thinking, let's get together today and dwell on those principles. Who we are, why we came here, what is the purpose, how the things work around, how to become free from those entanglements, what is the real happiness is. So those in the lines I was just thinking, that since we were in the womb of the mother, which is a very, very tough situation because we tend to forget this. But all of us were crying out for 9 months when we were resided in a very small place, no room to move. We have no dependency what the food we are going to get. Whatever the mother decided to eat, we have to accept it. Think about no sun rays, nothing that you can see outside. And we were praying to Krishna that please relieve me from these situations. I'll become a devotee of you. I'll do everything in my life, but please relieve me from this pain. All of us has prayed that to Krishna, and Krishna took care. And that is the reason that we were able to survive 9 months in that situations. And once we come out from the womb of the mother, we lose the connection with Krishna and we cry. Every child born, the first thing what they do, they cry. Because now they see that they have become separated from Krishna, who was giving all the protection in unimaginable situations that Krishna was keeping us safe. So we have that some kind of obligations toward Lord Krishna. That he has relieved from those pain, we should offer him something in this life. Otherwise, what is the use? Next time when we ask Krishna, he will say, yes, I know. Whenever you are in difficulty, you will ask me. But I know what you are going to do. Then I was just thinking that the person who take up the process from the beginning, we have seen in the Srimad Bhagavatam the example of Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj. From early age, what they did, they completely dedicated their life for the glorification of Krishna. They didn't care for their personal satisfaction, personal comfort. No, they went through so much turbulence. If you read the story of those Prahlad Maharaj and Dhruva Maharaj, we will have nothing but the tear in our eyes. That how these young children, that they were able to take those things. But they have full conviction in Krishna. They feel that Krishna is my Lord and he will protect. That's all. Simple faith. And Krishna has exhibited that they live so happy. So there is one kind of people. The other, like us, that after coming out from the paining situations, we forget Krishna. And we decided that I can be happy on my own strength. So we choose this one. We have not yet understood who we really are. If we dwell on our life, day-to-day activities, what we are doing? We are decorating, taking care of this external cage. We are putting 90% of our energy to make ourselves comfortable, just the body. But we have never thought about who is the owner of the body, who really we are. We are not just this body. Prahlad Maharaj and Dhruva Maharaj, they didn't understand that. They feel I'm a spirit soul. If we are a spirit soul, Jivera Swarupa Vaiditya Krishna Das. Our duty is to exhibit some kind of a dedication toward the service of Krishna. But as long as we are going to keep on identified with this material body, that this is my body, then yes, everything we are going to do is just to please the body. And that is the reason that we are suffering in this world. Unfortunate thing, our Acharya Srila Prabhupada says very clearly. Then when the living entity come into this contact of the material world, they have 4 main defects. Every one of us. Sense is not perfect. We are always illusions. We always make a mistakes. And we have a cheating propensity. Those are the 4 defects every one of us has. And top of that, when we identified with our body, the 3-fold miseries act upon us. Because we have no knowledge who we really are. We are not at the same platform like Dhruv Maharaj and Guru Maharaj. That they understood that I am a spirit soul. My duty is to render service to Krishna, nothing else. There are so many examples, so many wonderful devotees. Like one time, one Brahmana visited Sanatana Goswami, and he heard that Sanatana Goswami has something so unique that he can take this thing and touch any iron, it turn into the gold. So the Brahmana approached Sanatana Goswami. And Sanatana Goswami said, oh, so you are looking for something that turn everything into the gold, right? So the Brahmana said, yes. He said, go on the back of my yard, I have some garbage there. In the garbage pile, you will find that stone. So the Brahmana went there and he found the stone that he can touch any iron and it can turn into the gold. When he picked up the stone, then he realized that this Sanatana Goswami is telling me that this valuable stone he's keeping in the garbage. So let me go and ask him, what is it? There must be something better than the stone. Otherwise, why he put it in the garbage? So the Brahmana approached again the Sanatana Goswami and says, you must have something better. That's why you have not kept that stone. Do you have something better? And Sanatana Goswami said, yes. And then Sanatana Goswami gave the Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So we are wandering in the cycle of birth and death for many, many lifetimes. We are accumulating so many karmas. And the 4 defects on top of that, Adhyatmika, Adhidevi, and Adhibhautik. The miseries created by our own mind. Some businessmen, they are very successful. But at night, they think, hey, if some competitor come in the existence, then my whole business will be wiped out. Even though his business is very successful, he cannot be peaceful. Always in anxiety. Anxiety created by our own mind. Actually, if we have little faith in Krishna, we are not doing anything. Don't feel that you are educated and you are well settled, you have a good family because you have effort. No. It is due to your karma. In the past life, you must have performed a good activity. So you are relishing that benefit. So you have a comfort life. That's about it. But those, if you can just keep on using those reactions of those good deeds and don't deposit any more good karma, then one day the karma will be utilized completely. And we see many of us sleeping on the street. They are not different than us. Same people. So don't take it easily. Krishna has made a wonderful arrangement for us that we are living so happily. We have no worries to bring the food on the table. We have no worries to have a roof on our house. Why we want to take a chance for the second life, that miserable life we come? then anxiety created by the miseries created by the other living being. You are acting very nicely, but somebody will come. Who knows? They will slap on your face. They may do something. We have no control over it. They may blaspheme you. They may curse you. We have no control. And if he is saved from those miseries, then Adi Bauti, Adi Devi, tornado comes, drought comes, no rain in Phoenix, Arizona. Can happen. Who knows? So many things. So we are really a puppet. Actually, if we just give up that thought, then I'm doing it, rather than just accept one simple fact that everything is done by his own sweet arrangement by Krishna. Actually, we are puppet by, like if you have seen some puppet shows, right? They dance, but they dance by the person who is pulling the string. So our life is like that. Don't feel satisfied and comfortable. Please execute something which you meant to do. Think about it. What can you do? I have been positioned so nicely by Krishna. There must be some reason for it. How can you utilize? If we don't become sincere and just relishing the result of the previous life, danger will come very shortly in our life. We are running out of the good karmas. Facility has been given us, so we are utilizing. But if we don't deposit more into our account, it will become dry. And the process has been given the simple thing. It doesn't cost anything. If you become sick, you visit the doctor, you have to pay the doctor, consultation free. He will prescribe the medicine, you have to buy the medicine. So much expense. Chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, no cost to you. Only it takes, depending on the person, 15 minutes. You can give to Krishna. And you see what Krishna can do for you in 15 minutes of your time. This process has been proven effectively 100%. Whatever you are doing, everything will remain nicely, even your family life, your prosperity, health, everything will Krishna make it much, much better than what today, if we decided to turn our face to our Lord Shri Krishna. Simple thing. What we need to do we have to change our lifestyle? I don't think so. We cook food at our home. Simple thing that when you prepare the food, if you have a deity of Krishna or the picture of Krishna, just offer the food simply by praying Krishna. With love and devotion, we have prepared this food. Please accept it. And then you repeat the Ramanams. Doesn't require any more things, but you will say just this simple one thing. If all the Matajis, make sure that whenever you cook the food, you offer to the Lord first of the Lord picture, and you see the growth of your children's intelligence, how everybody will behave, the atmosphere at your house will change. Because now you are not consuming the food for yourself, but you are receiving the mercy of Krishna. Try those simple things and you will see your life will become so coherent. More and more clear vision will come in front of us. We will be more receptive to spiritual advancement for our soul. That is the real life for our goal. That we have to create the love for God. That who has given us this life for that purpose only. Dwell on those thoughts and you will see when the children will behave so nicely. Right now, in Iskcon, when a lot of the time members call me, that Prabhuji, can you come and talk to my son? So I always ask them how old he is. So they said 18, 19, 20. I said, good luck, Prabhuji. Because This is how our family life, and we cannot blame, because when we get married, then our prime goal is how can I get my house, how can I get my car, how can I do the family life so easily, so we neglect our children. This is the time that young children should be exposed for the philosophy. They should know all these things, so they can prepare their life so nicely. And I have seen the children that who has taken up this process. There are great examples that they have exited on the education level or everything. They have found a beautiful job at the executive level. And they live very simple and very peaceful life. Our life is not meant to live in a distress. Right now, most of the disease is happening because of the distress life. All the people are so stressful. We don't have to be stressful. If earning is written in your luck, income is gonna come. If our karma will finish, we are gonna get the pink slip anyway. And nothing you can do about those things. Don't think that because of your intelligence, of your expertise, they are holding on your job. Simply on karma base. And how we can destroy those karma that knowingly or unknowingly we have performed in the previous life or in this life by chanting Hare Krishna. Not only that we will get free from those reactions of those bad activity, but we are building up our ultimate goal to go towards Krishna, the Supreme Personality of God. Love for God is inherent in our heart. It is not something that you have to bring from outside. How can we say that? Let's see. Every one of you are very fortunate. So there are so many billions of people are living in Philippines. You have been not that your effort is there is no doubt. But mercy of Radha Madhav is there to give you that strength to come to the temple. So you should feel very fortunate that Krishna is inviting at his house. This is not an ordinary house. If you get invitations for, Trump White House, how you will feel, oh, I'm so blessed. I'm going to visit President of the United States. Just think about Lord Krishna, the creator of the whole universe, whole creations, maintainer, annihilator, everything exists. Our problem, one Ridhadwaj Maharaj says very nicely, that in non-existence world, we want to be permanent. That is our problem. Everything that we see around, just look at it. Non-permanent. It's not permanent. Everything is temporary. Everything that we see around it is temporary. But we think somehow or other, I want to be permanent. And we have learned that nobody is permanent. We have seen our father. We have seen our relatives. We have seen our friends. They pass through our eyes. We have come in this world with nothing in our hand. When we leave this world, we are not going to take anything with us. Only thing will come, and that, my brother and sister, father and mother, and young children, just remember, this is not the phase that you are facing. Difficulty, what you are facing in the life is not real difficulty. Real difficult time is to leave this body. It's the hardest part of our life is to leave this body. Just think about it. This soul is engaged in this body for 70 years. How much it become attached with this body? Think about it. And when the time will come, that soul has to leave from this body. The pain is tremendous. Unimaginable. Only way we will be happy. And we have seen in devotees' life that whoever live the life, they live smiling. Why? Because they know that Krishna is taking care. He is giving me the better position. In your material life, if something bad happened, take it positively. Who knows, Krishna wants to give you something better. But when we get a pink slip, we become harsh. Right? I always take something change in our life. Just see as a message of Krishna and accept it, and you will see that He is bringing something good. We are not meant to work hard. We have to relax in our life. We don't have to keep on working until 65 years. You can retire for it. You don't have to keep on working. There is no laws. But we make our own laws. I want to work hard. I want to work. So I have taken a lot of my time. But my sincere request to all of you, that please, tonight when you go home, before you sleep, just contemplate on this topic. Really what you really want to do in this life. Give yourself 15 minutes of your time. Thank you very much. And Radhakrishna Prabhu will enlighten you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. I was looking around at all of you. Why aren't you all smiling? Now you're smiling. Is it all of you are so unhappy? Yeah, so this is as SHYAMSUNDAR Prabhu was saying, this is the home of the Lord. This is where happiness is. Actually, we think we know what pleasure is. But you do not know what pleasure is until you serve the Supreme Lord. Then you understand what pleasure is. Otherwise, it's just, as Prabhu was saying, it's temporary. Everything in this world is temporary. Dukhalayam ashashvatam. Full of misery, and it's temporary. Still, we think it's permanent. And the reason is, we are all permanent, eternal spirit souls. So we think whatever we can hold in our hands is also permanent. But we are here in this temporary world for a reason. It's not a bad reason. The reason is the Lord wants us to come back to His abode. And so He has devised a very interesting plan where we find that this is not as pleasurable as we thought it would be. So we go through these difficulties. And Prabhu also was saying how the Lord will provide everything for you. Yoga Kshema Vahami Aham. You know, sometimes we think, oh, we're not going to get this. And then suddenly someone will give it to you. Or you strike a lottery. And then you think you are happy like that. And then the tax man comes and he says you have to give 50% and you are unhappy. But you still got something, right? So do you despair that rose bushes have thorns, or do you rejoice that thorn bushes have roses? Right? You can think, which one do you want? And Prabhu was also mentioning how, you know, if you were doing nicely, you have children, you need to educate them and so on. So at that time it occurred to me about a story. It really happened thousands of years ago. There was this person, his name was Atma Deva. He's a Brahmana. Maybe some of you have heard this story. And he had also a good wife, and her name was Dunduli. Interesting name. But in any case, he had everything. He had good fortune, he had wealth, he had home, he had great opulence from different assets. Everything was there, but he didn't have one thing. And that was, he had no child. So he was very unhappy. So unhappy. He'd go everywhere, he'd do all kinds of pujas just to get a child. So one day he was walking in a field And then he sat down under the tree, lamenting about his misfortune. And along came a saintly person. And simply by looking at his face, the saintly person understood what the problem was. And then he went to console him and said, are you okay? And so on. So the first thing Atmadev said was, I have this, I have that, I have everything, but I have no child. You are a saintly person. You can give me blessings. Please let me have a child. But the saintly person, having looked at the face, already realized what the situation was. And he said, no, you don't want a child. He said, no, this is all I want. He started crying. He said, the saintly person said, you should, take up renunciation. It's already, you're getting old also. He said, no, you don't understand. I'm a Grihastha. Renunciation is not in my subject matter. Like that. So finally, the saintly person felt sorry, and he meditated, and then he took out a fruit, and he said, you give this to your wife, and she will bear you a good child. Please take. So he took it very happily. He went to Dunduli and said, Dunduli, this is amazing. If you take this, we will have a child. And she was happy in front of him. She smiled. And when he left, she started crying. She said, oh, my beautiful body will be ruined. I will not look slim anymore. So she was lamenting, and then she said, so painful to have a child. The childbearing process, I had to carry for 10 months and 9 months, like that, and she was complaining. So she complained to her sister. So her sister was pregnant at that time. And she said, you know what, I don't want my child either. So, birds of feathers flock together, I guess. So Dunduli was telling her sister, so they devised a plan that her sister will give the child, and she will not have take the fruit. So she asked her sister, what should we do with the fruit? So the sister said, take this fruit and give it to your cow in the barn. So they took and gave it to the cow, and the cow ate that fruit very nicely. So in the meantime, the sister said, what about you? You are, 6 months pregnant or something, and if people ask, what are you going to say? Oh, I'll say I have lost a child, but I'll give the child to you when I give birth. So that was arranged and nicely. In the meantime, Dunduli started putting pillows under her sari to act like she was pregnant, like that, and so on. And Atmadev was so happy. He was so excited. He was telling everybody, inviting people. So finally, the day happened, and Dunduli's sister brought the child secretly. And they had also an agreement that the Dunduli's sister, her husband would complain. So Dunduli said she'll give some money to the husband, and he'd be happy. So he accepted that. So he brought the child, and then Atmadev felt very happy with the newborn child. At the same time, back in the barnyard, the cow, after eating the fruit, also got pregnant. And it also delivered a human child. So people were very excited in the village. They said, Atmadev is so amazing. He didn't have a child now he has 2 children. He has 2 sons. They were so excited. Everybody was so excited. So Dunduli named the child of her sister as Dundukari. Don't ask me why. I don't remember. But in any case, he found another child in the barn, the cow, and that was a beautiful child. But the only thing is the child had a cow's ear, the ears of a cow. So he kept the name Gokarna. So both boys grew up very nicely, and he put them in the Gurukul. But interestingly, Dundukari wasn't interested in anything. He was only interested in punching other boys, doing all sorts of nonsense. If he could beat up somebody, he'd skip school like that. But Gokarna was so amazing. He could memorize the entire scriptures and so on. So you can see what was happening. And so they grew up. As they grew up, Dundukari got into more and more bad habits. He got into drinking, killing animals, started eating meat. Finally, he ventured into illicit sex, went to see the village and the city prostitutes like that. So, and he started taking money from home. So his father was so unhappy. So what is wrong with this child? In the meantime, Gokarna was very expert. He became a Brahmana, he became studying, he was giving people good instructions how to behave in life and so on. But Dundukari was the eye of the family. They loved him so much. So whatever he asked, they gave. And then at one point he didn't get the money, so he beat up his mother. Took whatever she had and ran away. And Atmadev couldn't handle this anymore. Right? If you see your own child beat up the mother and act in such fashion, how could you tolerate? So he went to his son, Gokarna, and said, I can't tolerate it anymore. I'd rather give up my life. So then Gokarna advised him, to meditate on the Supreme Lord Vishnu. He said, please go to the forest if that is your intention and meditate. So he wrapped up, he retired. He didn't wait for his insurance, Medicare, or anything like that. He packed and went into the forest and he started to meditate on Lord Narayana. And when he followed the instruction very nicely, after a couple of months, he left his body and he went back to Vaikuntha. In the meantime, back home, Dundukari was becoming more and more difficult. So much so, he started hating his mother. Every time he couldn't get anything, he beat her and so on. So finally, she couldn't take it anymore. So she went to her backyard. They have this well, and she jumped into the well and drowned herself, killed herself. Then Dundukari was saying, now I have no more problems anymore. So he went breaking all the household items to see where his mother had hidden money and jewelry. So he took it out, and after a while, he brought the prostitutes to his home. And then they were enjoying life like that. And it continued like that for a while. And then money ran out. So what he did was he started to become a highway robber. So anyone was going in the village from one village to another, he'd go and cash and beat them up, steal the money. And the king started to take interest in his activities. So the king said, I better catch this person who's doing all these horrible things. So the prostitutes heard about this, the king was looking for them. And they would say, if the king comes and he catches Dundukari, then we will be caught also and we'll be punished along with him. So we have to do something. And guess what they did? They devised a plan that they were going to kill him. So that night when he comes drunk and he lies in bed, all the 5 prostitutes in the house tied him up. And then they started to strangle him. But he was such a big guy. Took them a long time. Finally, they took some chain and then pulled him and then he died. And then the prostitutes packed up whatever money he stole at that day and they left the village because they didn't want to be caught. Now, Dundukari didn't die properly. He died a very sinful life, and because of that, he became a ghost. Not only that, because he was so attached to enjoying his body and so on, he hung around that house and he couldn't leave the place. Now, whilst this was happening, Gokarna had already left his home. He went on pilgrimage and so on. So whilst on pilgrimage, he met some people from the village and they came and told him what had happened to his mother and to his brother also. So he felt very sad for them. Then he went ahead to do some shraddha for his brother and his mother. So whilst he was doing that, the astrologers and the brahmanas who were calculating the age and so on, they said they could realize what had happened to Dundukari. So they said, you can't help him. These yagnas won't help him. He's a ghost and this cannot help him. So then Gokarna was shocked. He said, Why not? This is supposed to, oh, this guy is beyond saving. So then he said, there must be some alternative. The scripture has all answers. So he went looking for other sadhus and saintly persons, and he inquired. And sure enough, they told him that if you worship the sun god, he will give you the advice of how to help your brother. And because Gokarna is so powerful that he could trace where the sun god was traveling. Such a powerful devotee he was. So by meditation, he focused on the sun god and he called him. And the sun god appeared and he asked him. Sun god in this case is demigod, not supreme god here. So he asked him, how can I save my brother? Dundagari. So the sun god told him, if you read Srimad Bhagavatam for 7 days, continuously, at where your brother left his body, then he can be saved. Do we have Srimad Bhagavatam here? You all know Srimad Bhagavatam? If you don't know, then maybe Mataji later on you can show them where the Srimad Bhagavatam is. Okay, yeah. The Srimad Bhagavatam is not different from Lord Krishna. So if you have it in your home, you have the deity at home. Okay? So Gokarna, thank you very much. This is the Srimad Bhagavatam. You can please get it. It's a good fortune to have it in your home, but not just to keep it in the wrapper. You're supposed to open it up. Thank you. Yeah. So then he came back to his village, and he organized Saptaha. So all the villagers came, and Gokarna started to recite the Srimad Bhagavatam daily, from morning till evening. They were all observing. Now, before that, actually, I missed jump a scene. He came home actually, and when he came home, he saw the whole place was desolate. And then he was looking through. At that time, the ghost came and attacked him, but it couldn't affect him because he's such a highly elevated soul. And that's when the ghost started crying. And he said, "Why are you crying?" He said, "Don't you recognize me? I am your brother." And then he tells him about his misfortune. And that's when Gokarna asked the saints how to help him. Yeah, forgive me for that. So when he came back, his brother said, "What should I do?" He said, "Just sit and listen." So others couldn't see it, but they knew there was a ghost haunting the place. But he could see his brother in a ghostly form. What Gokarna did was, he entered in front of the house. There was a dried out bamboo pole. So it had 7 notches. So he went inside the pole. So every day, Gokarna recited the Bhagavatam. At the end of the day, when it's done, one of the notch in the bamboo pole explodes. Bang! And there were a lot of people, just like all of you are listening to us. There were so many. The whole village was listening to the katha. So it happened every day. For 7 days, the 7 notches in the bamboo exploded. So once when he finished the entire Bhagavatam, the 7th notch exploded, and now Dundukari, from his ghostly form, he gave up the ghostly form and he developed a spiritual form. In fact, he exhibited a 4-handed darkish complexion form, and it was astonishing. And at the same time, they saw the Supreme Lord had sent his Vimana, the spiritual airplane, and it came in front of everyone. They were all watching. They were so fortunate, all these villagers, because they were all pious people. So they all saw that. And Dundukari ascended the celestial aircraft, and then they took him away. So then all the people looked at Gokarna and said, "You are so wonderful that you have liberated or helped your brother go back to Godhead, But we have a question: why didn't we go? We also heard for 7 days." And so then Gokarna smiled and said, "The difference is, Dundukari did not eat anything. He did not sleep anything for 7 whole days. And he was listening very attentively. Because when he was in a ghostly form, if you are a ghost, you can only suffer. Or you give suffering to others. That's all the ghosts do. The ghost is in a subtle body. It cannot enjoy anything. Like we have gross senses. Through gross senses, you can at least enjoy material things temporarily. But if you are in a subtle body, you cannot enjoy anything. You can only see people enjoying, and it's frustrating. So anyway, he was there for 7 days and 7 nights. He didn't sleep, he didn't eat, and he listened attentively. As he was listening so attentively, he got purified, and therefore he got the license to go back home, back to Godhead. So they said, what about us? We want to go back to Godhead. Right? How many of you want to go back to Godhead? Yeah, I see some of you are not interested. So you are like those people in the beginning. So anyway, Gokarna said, I will do another Sapta, but this time at Sharad Purnima, I think. So they all came. And this time, everyone listened attentively and very carefully. And they were also praying to the Supreme Lord at the same time to please, have some mercy on us. Now remember, the Supreme Lord's mercy is freely given. It's up to us to take it. So when after the 7 days of his katha, the Supreme Lord Narayana personally came, and the whole village got with him, and they all went back. Isn't that wonderful? So this movement, Srila Prabhupada, and what SHYAMSUNDAR Prabhu and myself are trying to tell you is take advantage of what we are trying to give you. We are giving you the scriptures, we are giving you the knowledge, we are giving you the association, we are giving you Narayana, we are giving you Krishna's, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. That's why he's known as Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayante Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namnagora Tvaise Namaha. That he is the most munificent. So many avatars came, but he is giving freely Krishna's prema, Krishna's love of God. No other avatar came to give. So take this opportunity. Don't waste your life. Otherwise, you will have to come back again and again and again. Prabhupada uses that wheel, the Morris wheel, no, Ferris wheel. Right? You see what is that? They put the rat or some guinea pig or whatever running in the same spot. So don't waste your life. Not that you give up what you're doing, but include Krishna in your life. You try to adjust according to how Krishna would be pleased with you. And that way you will be happy. And when you come to the temple next time, you will be smiling. Thank you very much. It's almost time. If you have questions for us or corrections or whatever, please feel free to do so. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Going once, going twice, going thrice, soul to Mataji.
Nobody has a question.
Everyone was listening attentively.
You have asked their questions.
It's okay.
So a very nice class by His Grace SHYAMSUNDAR Prabhu and RADHAKRISHNA Prabhu. Let's go ahead and recite Hari Bol 3 times. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. So thank you very much. Hope you'll be back again soon. So